Guys, I'm seriously apologetic for today's delay. So sorry, I got stuck, while coming home. So let's start. Let's not wait. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Let's start, guys. Okay. Just confirm if I'm perfectly audible and visible for the class. Is it okay, guys? Okay. I hope it's okay. Great. Let's start. Let me share the screen. Hmm. Yes. Okay, let me make it full screen. Yes. Okay. So, guys, I welcome you all to the fourth day of this wonderful course, and I hope you all are liking it. So, no conflict of interest. Yes. So, till date, in last 3 days, we have covered drug discovery and preclinical research, clinical development, and yesterday we talked about the regulatory approvals. Today, we are going to talk about market launch and commercialization. Okay, market launch and commercialization that I'll be covering in 2 days, means today and tomorrow. Then on the last day, I'll be talking about post-marketing surveillance, that is pharmacovigilance, and life cycle management. Okay, because market launch and commercialization is really a big deal to understand. So today I'll be taking you through the questions and some important understandings about market launch, timelines, SOCs, and a lot of other things. Okay, lot of other things, stakeholders and all. Okay, and then tomorrow I'll be getting a complete market launch of a product. Okay, along with that, some more facts. So you can easily understand how the market launch and commercialization, pricing, a lot of things are there, right? Right. So market launch and commercialization is just not a single term or a very technical thing like clinical development or regulatory approvals or something, right? Because see, if you look at the drug discovery or preclinical research, if you look at the drug discovery and preclinical research, those are technical parts, right? Those are technical parts, and you should be expert of those things and you will be doing it. But when we go to the market launch, when we go to the market launch, unlike all these three, market launch and commercialization is totally different for different product in different countries, because every company, every manufacturer, every marketer has their own launch plans, has their own commercialization plans. Okay, all have their own marketing plans, right? All have their launching plans. So they have to decide according to the product, they have to decide according to their budgets, they have to plan according to their timelines. There are a lot of things which are completely different for different stakeholders and different manufacturers, right? So today in this class, that's why I have divided like some common facts and some common understandings we will be discussing today, and tomorrow I'll be coming up with complete cases. I mean, complete launch to market and commercialization of any products. Okay, I'll be getting the documents also. I'll be getting the full example so you can understand it easily. Okay, so you can understand it easily. So let's start. Let's not wait. Again, I need your full engagement, full attention here, because this topic is a very good topic to discuss here. You don't have to tell me the technical parts, but you can tell me based on your understanding what does exactly the things say. So let's summarize whatever we have studied till date, and in aspect of the future plans of drug commercialization. So till now we have already discussed drug discovery, preclinical, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and approvals, EMA or DCGI or whatever approvals we have already studies. So this is just the drug development process. Okay, this is marketing development process. This is marketing and commercialization development process. Usually we start all these, I mean, the marketing, pricing, everything, we start from the starting only, from the the plan of launch, the plan of marketing, the plan of HTA. I'll tell you what HTA is: plan of HTA, plan of SOC marketings, plan of SOC performance. Everything is, being done before we file for the approval. And yesterday I was telling you that when we go for the final approval, NDA, you remember the NDA filing? NDA, I have showed you the document also, right? NDA, new drug applications, and even for the IND, because IND also we need, the product which is, already has gone through the drug discovery and preclinical studies, right? So those all we have to have the data, we have to have the supportive evidences, right? So yesterday, as we were talking and we were seeing in the NDA, the new drug applications, what we have seen? We have seen that when we are just talking about NDA, when we are just submitting the NDA for the market approval to the regulatory body, what we usually have to submit? We don't have to just submit the preclinical phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 data, but along with that, we have to submit the documents on labeling, manufacturing, marketing, and the target audience, needs, indications. I mean, there is a lot of things, all the plans of future we have to submit with NDA, and then safety monitoring, and the post-marketing reports, post-marketing surveillance, all the documents we have to submit at the time of NDA. I mean, with the NDA, right, for the approval of the drug, right? So that means when we are submitting the NDA, we are not just talking about the data, but we are talking about the future plans also. And when we are talking about the future plans, that means we have to plan those things before the NDA. Before the NDA means parallel to the clinical development, parallel to the drug development process, right? We have to start the launch planning. Guys, focus here. It's very important for all of us to understand that the companies, the manufacturers or the marketers or the third party, whatever they hire, they start the launch planning, they start all the applications, they start the commercialization plans, they start the pricing, negotiations, whatever is there, they start everything, from the very basic step, from the very basic step, parallel to drug discovery only. Because it takes time for the cost optimization, it takes time for the costing, pricing, and market research, market assess. There are a lot of things you have to understand, right? You have to understand a lot of things. So what I'm telling here is that it is not like that you have to do first drug discovery, then preclinical phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then you will be coming to the launch, and then you will be planning everything. Not at all. You have to plan from the first thing, first step, which is drug discovery, because you will be having the idea of pricing, negotiations, manufacturing, target audience, and indications and unmet needs. There are hundreds of things you have to, you should know when you are just launching the drug, or when you are asking or seeking for the permission for approval, right? So let's understand. Let's start with the questions. Today, we have the question throughout the presentation. And based on the questions, these questions today I kept, improving day by day for all of you. So we have, question throughout the presentation, and presentation is, divided into multiple sections. Today's presentation is divided into multiple sections. So we will be discussing in different sections, right? Section wise, right? So first, if I'm talking about 2 or 3 questions about drug launch, then there'll be the drug launch. We'll be talking about the drug launch first, then timelines, then marketing, then market assess, then SOC performance, and then the drug cycle. I mean, we are talking section wise, so there are questions throughout the session, okay, and the learning throughout the session. So let's start with the first question. Guys, tell me, you have to write the answer for which phase in commercialization focuses on pricing, market segmentation, and stakeholder engagement. Okay, this is, we are talking about nothing else, but throughout the presentation, we will be talking about pharmaceutical product. Okay, we are talking about pharmaceutical product, that is drug or vaccine or cosmetics, whatever is there. Okay, we are talking about pharmaceutical product throughout the session. We will be talking about these things only, right? So here, what phase in commercialization focuses on pricing, market segmentation, and stakeholder engagement for pharmaceutical. Yes, got a lot of answers. So, okay. C. Question number, answer is C here. Okay. So, yes, launch planning, definitely. Preclinical phase 3 and pharmacovigilance are, this is, the preclinical, this is phase 2 is clinical development, and pharmacovigilance is, phase 4, right? So, correct answer here is launch planning. Correct answer here is launch planning. The question number 2 here is this for all of you. Which of the following is a key preparation activity for a pharmaceutical drug launch? Which of the following is a key preparation activity, the primary activity for a pharmaceutical drug launch? Conducting phase 1 clinical trials, developing a comprehensive go-to market strategy, including prices and distribution, or applying for orphan drug designation after launch, or monitoring post-market adverse event. Yes, guys. Okay, so everyone's answer is B. One answer was D, I believe. I think he has changed it. Now we can add it in the chat box. Now we can add it in the Zoom, right? Okay, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So key preparation activity for pharmaceutical drug launch is developing a comprehensive go-to market strategy, including pricing and distribution, right? Pricing and distribution. So you have to understand here. You have to understand here. See, post-marketing adverse effect is not the pharmaceutical drug launch part. Okay, this will come. Definitely we have to see, definitely we have to talk about DSUR and PSURs, right? PSUR and DSURs are adverse event reportings after the drug launch. Okay, we have to talk about the post marketing adverse event reporting for everything, and you have to give them the plan of monetary benefits to the people who are, kind of compensation to the people who gets the side effects or who gets the permanent injuries or temporary injuries. But along with that, this is the post marketing phase. This is the post marketing phase. This is the post-marketing phase of the drug, or any pharmaceutical product, right? And orphan drug designation after launch is different thing. That is nomenclature. Okay, that is for nomenclature. Conducting phase 1 clinical trial is not the part of pharmaceutical drug launch preparations. Okay, but developing a comprehensive go-to-market strategy, including pricing and distribution, is the main part. Okay. So this is the answer. This is the answer. Now, guys, my question to all of you, okay? My question to all of you is, this is very important, and you have to tell me, what are the key preparations activities for a pharmaceutical drug launch? And by the time, let me tell you one more thing. This is simple. As we have discussed the first slide, we have created the, we have done the drug discovery. After that, there is, preclinical developments, then clinical developments. And after that, we have to get the regulatory approvals, right? Regulatory approvals are throughout, regulatory approvals are throughout. But after this, we have to prepare, we have to submit the NDA. We have to submit the NDA. So what are the key preparation activities for a pharmaceutical drug launch? What do you think are, you just have to tell me. My question here is, what are the things or activities you think are important? You think are important to plan before a drug launch? Yes, tell me. Before a drug launch, what do you think is very important to take care? Guys, everyone, what do you think before it? drug launch, what should be, fixed? What should be fixed before the drug launch into the market? Being a pharmacy, people, you all can tell me. What should be there? Logistic planning, promotional activities, fantastic. Yes. Anyone else? Promotional planning, yes. Logistic planning, yes. Promotional activities, yes. Anything else? Yes, guys. Pricing, yes. Clinical trials in vivo and vivo conditions that we have discussed, that's not for the product launch. Pricing and availability, yes. Pricing, availability, logistics, yes, definitely. Anything else, guys? Yes. Talk, guys. Right, right. Customer demand, yes, okay. Customer demand. Research. Research means market research. Yes, market survey. Anything else? Whatever comes in your mind, guys. Like we want to launch a drug to the market. We have all the data. We are submitting NDA, and I mean, we have to plan it. So what are the things to be considered when you are launching a drug to the market? Yes, guys. Anything else? Market survey. Let's make it interesting. Let's make it interesting. Okay. Let's make the class interesting with interactions. Okay. So look at this. Prepare for a pharmaceutical product launch. Prepare for a pharmaceutical product launch. If you look at the timelines here, this is the timelines. Okay. These are the timelines, guys. Focus here. These are the timelines. First is phase 3 clinical trials, then regulatory preparations, then regulatory review. Okay. And then NDA approval, right? Then NDA approval. So we have to think of all the things within these timelines, because after NDA approval, we have to, put everything in the market, right? So look at this. This will tell you the entire pharmaceutical product launch. This slide has the, all the components, how and when to do. See, there are some activities. There are some activities, guys. You have to focus it. If there are some activities, pricing and value proposition, brand promotion, trade and distribution, managed the markets, medical info and pharmacovigilance, market development, sales, right? So, okay, before I, discuss this in details, can someone tell me what is this table or chart called as? Yes, guys. Can you just look at this chart and tell me what exactly this chart or this flow chart or this table is called? Yes, this is very important for everyone, not only for, the M-Pharm pharmaceutical marketing or someone. It is for everyone. You must know these. This is a basic course for your knowledge. This is the knowledge enhancement course. Okay, this is a knowledge enhancement course. You know that, right? You should know these skills. So tell me, first thing I want to know from all of my audience here today, what is this table? What is this table or flow chart or, whatever you say, this is called as? Anyone? Anyone wants to put some comments on it? What is this called as? Yes, guys. Have you done the research projects ever? How many of you have done the research projects? Drug marketing chart. Okay, wrong answer though, but I mean, this is the timelines for new product, new drug product. Okay, there is a specific chart name. Okay, there is a specific chart name. The indications here are to show the timelines, definitely with the activities, timelines with activities. What this chart is called as? How many of you have done the PharmD project? Exactly. I got the answer. This is called as Gantt chart. Spelling is wrong, but this is called as Gantt chart. Okay, this is a Gantt chart. What is Gantt chart, guys? See, Gantt chart is nothing but, you have to prepare everything in advance with the timelines, all the activities with timeline, with the timeline. See, here they have divided it. If you can see, these are the timelines. Okay, here, I'll discuss that also. Here, these are the particular time gaps. These are the particular time intervals. Okay, here you can see these are the particular time intervals. These are the particular time intervals. Okay, suppose 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. I mean, not like that. Okay. These are not in the years. This is actually not in the years, but I'm telling you how they divide it. Okay. How they divide the tasks according to the timelines. According to the timelines. Okay. So suppose phase 3 clinical trials are supposed to take 3 to 6 years. Okay. Here till 6 years. Regulatory preparations takes 1 year, suppose. Okay, and then regulatory review takes 6 months to 12 months, 6 months to 12 months, right? So this Gantt chart shows the timelines with the activities. So when we have to start the pricing or value propositions, when we have to start thinking about pricing and value proposition, look at that. What are the activities can be done or have to be done? Price first, we have to think of pricing and value proposition. First thing from the phase 3 clinical trials only. When we are starting the phase 3 clinical trials, we have to think of pricing of the drug and value proposition. Value proposition means how much we are giving to the public, what benefits we are giving to the public, and in return, what we will gain. Okay, you understand that? You have to understand the terms also. Value proposition means what exactly benefit we are giving to the public in form of this drug, how we are benefiting the public, and what in return we can take or we have to take. That is called as value proposition, and that is estimated based on the expenses, based on the clinical trials expenses, based on the work, based on the audience, based on the number of the patient at the time, or estimation number of the people for next in next 10 years or 5 years. I mean, there are a lot of marketing strategies that I'll tell you tomorrow. Tomorrow I will take the sometime like 20 minutes class. I'll take on pharmacoeconomics, Bayesian theory. Okay, that's very interesting, guys. That's very, very interesting, Bayesian theory. And how do we calculate the pricing? That I'll take tomorrow for you. Okay, that's a wonderful thing. So pricing and value proposition. How do we take the value proposition? How do we estimate the value proposition? This is the first activity. In that, there are also the breakdowns. So first is we conduct the payer, physician, and patient market research. So we have to understand, like, conduct the payer research. What is payer market research? Like, for this particular condition, example, for the particular condition, like for, I'll give you two examples. I'll give you one very important example of metformin. Payer research, payer market research. For the payer market research, guys, look at this. For the metformin, suppose, who will pay for the metformin? In India, nobody except the patient. Only patient will pay for the metformin. If the patient is taking metformin for his or her diabetes, only they will pay, right? Focus. It is very important and very, very crucial things what we are discussing today. You have to be attentive here. So patient, for the metformin, only patient will pay. For aspirin, only patient will pay. For, I mean, these things only patient will pay. Understand? Only the patient will pay. Nowadays, I mean, usually this. Now, one more, exclusion has come now. If the company manufactured drug, if you are taking branded drugs, nobody is going to pay. In India, even insurance companies don't pay for the drugs. They will pay for your stay in the hospital, they will pay for the tests, but they will not pay for the follow-up drugs if you are taking at the home, right? They will not pay for the drugs. You only have to pay for the branded drugs. And if you're talking about generic drugs now, okay, if we are talking about generic drugs now, who pays for the generic drugs? You only. But in that, guys, in that, you don't know, there are hidden charges like 70% of subsidy. 70 to 90% of the subsidy is paid by the central government. Central government. Okay. It is paid by the central government. When you're taking like Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Yojana, you are taking the drugs from there, or your neighbors, your elder people in the house, they are taking the drugs from the Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Yojana. There you are getting the drugs at very cheap rate, very cheap rate. So those are not actually cheap. There the government is paying the partial cost, and partial cost is quite high, like 70 to 90% of the cost goes in subsidiary. Okay, how subsidiary? They're not paying at, like, if the tablet is 10 rupees, they're not paying the 7 rupees in this. No, they are giving to the companies. Guys, you have to understand this. The market analysis you have to understand, and the payers analysis you have to understand. For this medicines, for all the medicines which are available in generic stores, what the government, central government is doing, central government pays the subsidy in form of taxes, in form of electricity usually, and in form of APIs, in form of production cost. Production cost. So the government give the subsidies to the companies, whoever is interested in preparing or manufacturing and marketing the generic drugs. Government of India pays subsidy for from 70 to 90% in operations. Okay, in operations, everything comes, like the marketing, API, production, facility, or the taxes. They give the subsidies in those part, and that benefit directly goes to the patient or the beneficiary at the last. Okay, beneficiary at the end turn, right? So the patients are getting benefits of that. So the companies, the manufacturers have to think of first thing. Patient, first thing the manufacturer or marketing people have to think about: payer. Who is going to pay? If it is paid by patient, how much we can charge? If it is paid by someone else or subsidiary or anything, how much we have to charge? Right? This is the first thing. I mean, this is one concern for pricing or value proposition. Okay, I'll give you another example now. First example, I hope you understand. Second example is COVID vaccines. COVID vaccines. Nobody in the beneficiary is paid. Nobody in the beneficiary is paid. Every penny, every single penny was paid by government of India. Right? Government of India. These were free of cost for the people. Free of cost. So do you think it was not costly, or there was no operation costs? Do you think there was no marketing cost? Do you think there was no inventory cost? Do you really think that there was no cost in preparing the vaccine or manufacturing the vaccine? Clinical trials are everywhere. There were the cost, but all the costs were borrowed by government. And based on that only, based on the payer market research, like payers research, who will pay, they came up with some price for the government, and based on the units, how much they want, how much they will take. So the first thing in the pricing and value proposition of the product, we have to research about the payers. We have to research about the payers, and then we have to talk about the physician, or we call it healthcare professionals. Healthcare professionals, how much? How we have to talk about healthcare professionals? Like if we are launching metformin, we have to talk about how many, I mean, who actually sees the diabetes mellitus? Who actually sees the diabetes mellitus? Who treats the diabetes mellitus, guys? Tell me, guys, who treats the diabetes mellitus? Let's discuss. This slide is, overall slide. There are 40 slides though in this presentation, but this slide is the final, slide where you will get everything. Okay, you can get everything. Endocrinologist. Other than endocrinologist, who? Okay, I'll write here. Endocrinologist, then general physicians, right? General physicians. There are mostly two people: endocrinologists, general physicians. They treat the diabetes, right? So when they are like the manufacturers, when manufacturers are coming up with this, than during the phase 3 clinical trials, because now they know that this drug is has passed almost all the preclinical studies phases, almost all the phase 1 and phase 2 in the human being. So this drug is potent, and this will be going to launch in the market, and it will be used for sure. So from that point of time only they start market research, right, for the physician and patient, like how many of the patients are there in India, or wherever, which countries they are targeting, or wherever the regions they are targeting, how many of the doctors or the specialized hospitals available, based on the number of the patient, based on the number of the physicians, based on their costs, based on their all the research they do, right? And based on that they do multiple surveys, and after the surveys they come to know, like, okay, our drug, if we are just, as I told you yesterday, orphan drugs, right? Orphan drugs are not being used, and those are quite costly because manufacturing cost is very, very high, and purchase or the beneficiaries are very less, right? So the cost will go very high, right? Cost is directly proportional to the number of users. Understand, cost is always directly proportional to the number of users. So number of beneficiaries, here number of beneficiaries is patient, okay, and the user, again the physicians, what brand they are going to write. So in that, why they research on the physicians, they research on the physicians, like if there are competitive brands, which brand is being which being used by the physicians, which brand is being uh, being costly to the physicians or costly to the patient, and how they can tackle those things, right? So they conduct the payer, physician and patient market research to understand the pricing and to fix the pricing and propositions. Okay, so this is like pricing, they just discuss the pricing, they do all the market research, then they create initial value propositions, as I told you, value proposition, and then they perform the physician message testing. Physician message testing means they involve the physicians, they involve the stakeholders, they involve all the healthcare professionals, like, okay, we are coming up with this product in next 3 years, what you are writing right now, and how it will be better than, or better than the people, right? Yeah, I mean, inversely proportional. So sorry, in the wordings, I may, uh, said wrong, maybe, but yeah, inversely proportional. I mean, if the, number of patients, number of users, number of, number of users, if it will increase, then cost will come down. Definitely inversely proportional. Maybe wordings I forgot, but yes, it is inversely proportional too. So, first thing is value pricing and value, I mean, pricing and value proposition we will do throughout the activities, throughout the like phase 3 clinical trials, regulatory preparations. And once we get NDA approval, we finalize the price. I mean, we means marketer or the manufacturer, they finalize the price at that time. Once we get the NDA approval, immediately they finalize the price based on their previous research, based on their research throughout the period, right? Throughout the period, they do the research and they come up with this. Now, along with that, they have to work on the brand promotion only, right? Brand promotion can be prepared or done only when the phase 3 clinical trials are done, because after, guys, focus here. It is very important to understand why brand promotion is started after, I mean, brand promotion material or whatever they are starting after phase 3 clinical trials, because at that time of, at that point of time, they will know how much efficacious, potent is this drug, right? And how much effective than other competitive drugs this drug is, right? So they will have answer of multiple questions at that time. They will have the answers for all the other questions at that time, which are important for branding and promotion of the drug, right? So they start the branding and promotion at when they start regulatory applications, NDA submissions. When they start regulatory preparations, that time they develop the marketing plan, that time they develop the medical and legal reviews. What are the legal reviews? Could be like compensation and all, right? And then they work on the deployment of that after NDA approval. Brand promotion means first from the regulatory preparations to the regulatory review, they plan for the marketing and all the legal reviews for the compensation and all, and how they will tackle the side effects and all. And then once they are done with the marketing plan, they will deploy it directly in the market, right? This is another thing, marketing, right? And then third part is trade and distribution. Trade and distribution, I mean, they start settling up during the regulatory review. Like they are very much they only go to the regulatory bodies once they are very much confirmed that their drug will be approved, and they have done a lot of things, right? Okay, I'll tell that, right? So trade and distribution. What is trade and distribution? So trade and distribution also, they start while they are preparing the brand promotion. So here is, they set up the third party logistics, state licensing, and then trade launch plans and distribution agreements. Distribution agreement means they just plan for the inventory and logistics to distribute. Like, see, now we have submitted the NDA, right? We have submitted the NDA, new drug application, for the approval to market. And now we have to plan the marketing, and we have to plan the entire logistic, trade and distribution. Like, okay, suppose that time the vaccine was prepared in Pune, in India, right? Pune SII, so Serum Institute of India, Covishield. If I'm talking about Covishield, then how they have thought of distribution? They made 4 regional centers, right? They made 4 regional centers where the vaccine was directly sent in bulk, and from those regional centers, it was distributed to the local centers, local districts, and local states. Like one from South India, South region, North region, East region, West region, right? From those nearby states, and those states that was distributed from the regionals, and then the state centers. I mean, this is the distribution strategies. Usually these are the distribution strategies. Like first, suppose a company has come up with drug A. If they are distributing it, they will make the zones. They will make the zones, like suppose north zone, right? North zone, and east zone, and west zone, south zone, right? North zone, east zone, south zone, right? Sorry. Yeah, South zone. So what they will do is, like in North zone, there are 7 states. In East zone, there are, 10 states. In West zone, there are 15 states, or whatever number of states I'm just telling you, right? Or in, South states, there are 7 states. Whatever number of states are there, like 10 states, whatever number of states, I'm not, concerned about the number right now. So what they will do is, after the zones, they will do the state, distributing centers, right? State distributing units. Okay, and from that they will go for the district levels. Okay, and then they will distribute it to the hospitals, or the shops, or the pharmacies, like the bulk pharmacies, and from bulk pharmacies to retail pharmacies. This is about the drug distribution, right? So they have to plan it initially, during the NDA submission, during the regulatory preparations and regulatory review. They have to plan everything, like where to set up the zonal center, where to set up the district center, who will buy, how to contact the local distributors, how to contact the bulk distributors, how to contact the retail distributors, how they will get the medicine, and how they will get the drug after launch. Because once it is launched, after the approval, they will not take time to start giving the drugs, or start selling the drugs, because they have to sell it, and they have to get the market price, and revenue, and everything, right? So trade and distribution, then after trade and distribution, it goes to the market, right? Pricing, brand promotion, trade and distribution. They have to manage the market, right? They have to develop the business plan. They have to set up the pricing committee, train and deploy the account teams. Final contracting. Final contracting means contracting with all the people. Contracting with all the people, like the local retailers, bulk retailers, and journal centers, or the distributors, or the specific marketing people. Because some drugs are not marketed directly by the they're not marketed directly by the manufacturers. So manufacturers just manufacture, and there are the marketers. So marketing companies, they take care of the entire market, right? So the manufacturer has to manage the markets also, right? With the proper planning, with the proper pricing distribution, pricing committee. Why you will say that pricing is done already? Then why we are talking about pricing? See, now look at this very important aspect you have to understand. Pricing. This pricing was for the customer, right? This pricing was for the customer. Now, like suppose, Ticagrelor tablet. Ticagrelor is nothing but antiplatelet drug, right? Ticagrelor tablet was 78 rupees. Right now it's lesser because their patent is gone. Now patent time is gone, expired. 78 rupees. So this 78 rupees is to the patient. Okay, this is to the patient, but how it will reach the patient? Like it will go to the zones, zonal centers, then from the zonal centers, district centers, or I mean the state centers, and from state centers to the suppose bulk pharmacies, and from bulk pharmacies to retailers. So do you think it will be 78 only from at every places? Then why they are sitting and distributing or handling the inventories? So suppose it will be like 78%, and 70 out of, I mean 70 out of 78 rupees, the manufacturing is usually 20 to 30% only, lesser than even 15 to 30% of the actual cost. Okay, do you know that? Did you know that the cost of manufacturing of the final product, including branding, packaging, everything, it is just 15 to 30% of the market price? Okay, if the tablet is 100 rupees for the patient, it will be costing just 15 to 20 or 30 rupees to the manufacturer. Okay, to the manufacturer. And then like from that there is a distribution. There is no certain distribution for zones and bulk pharmacy and retailers, but usually it is like somewhere 10 to 20% for retailers. Maximum they take, maximum goes to the retailers. Sometimes it is 50% also. Okay, sometimes it is 50% also. 50% up to 50-60%. Even I have seen some drugs are 60%. The nutraceuticals and all, the retailers take up to 60% also. Okay, retailers take up to 60% of the market price. Okay, and then rest 5%, 10%, 20%, it goes to the bulk pharmacies and zonal centers. That's how this setup pricing committee decides based on the distribution here. Okay, so first pricing here, pricing and value proposition was based on all the stakeholders. It was done to the customer. But right now the setup pricing committee will decide the cost of the drug, which will finally distributed in multiple stakeholders. Understand? Multiple stakeholders. Now, medical info and pharmacovigilance, definitely after regulatory review, how they will train the call center staff, how they will launch the call center. Medical info and pharmacovigilance means like once the drug is in market, they give, it is mandatory in India and outside, it is mandatory that every manufacturer have their call center. That is called as drug information center. And that's why government of India, guys, focus. This is another statement which is very important to understand. See, according to guidelines, every manufacturer or marketer, whoever is there, okay, must have one drug information center where anyone, user, doctor, clinicians, or anyone, if they want to talk and want to know the information about the drug which is launched or which is there in the market, right? Suppose I want to know about the glyciphage. Okay, can you tell me what is glyciphage? 500 mg. Glyciphage 500 mg. Can someone tell me glyciphage? Metformin. Okay, that is metformin. But metformin is generic name. Glyciphage is a brand name, which is, I believe, distributed by Cipla or which drug, which company? I don't know which company. So, anyways, whatever is their company name, whatever is the marketer, they will set up a drug information center. They will set up a drug information center where anyone can call and talk about glyciphase if they want the info on the side effect, uses, doses, and whatever, right? Information, if the product related information, not the administration related, or not the prescription related, but if they want any data or any details related to the product, they can call the call center. Okay. And so in that time, market info and pharmacovigilance, the companies has to train the call center staff, and they have to launch the call center before the NDA approval. I mean, after the NDA approval, immediately they have to launch the call center so anyone can call them and ask about the drug information. Understand? So these are the things which they have to prepare within timelines. Then market development, definitely. First, they have to characterize the market. Then they will engage the KOLs. KOLs, can someone tell me what is KOL? And then they will again develop the market. Then they will deploy the clinical educators and MSLs. Okay. Now this is very important about marketing. This phase I want to discuss in details now. So first, you tell me what is KOLs and MSLs. Yes, guys. What is KOLs and MSLs? Can someone tell me? KOLs. What is KOL? Yes. MSLs are medical scientific regions. Okay, medical science license. Okay, fine. Then what is KOL? Yes, KOL. Tell me, guys, KOL. Key, K stands, I'll tell you. K stands for key. KEY, key. Key opinion leaders. Absolutely. Key opinion leaders. KOL is nothing but key opinion leaders. Sorry. Yeah. These are key opinion leaders. And who are key opinion leader here, guys? Any answer from key opinion leader? Who is key opinion leader here? Doctors. Yes. So if I'm talking about metformin, the key opinion leaders will be healthcare professionals. Healthcare professionals. Okay, any healthcare professionals. Now I'll describe one by one. Characterize the market. Market development will again start from the phase 3 clinical trials. Okay, from the phase 3 clinical trials only. So characterizing market means what? Characterizing market means the indications, competitors, marketing strategies, marketing strategies. Okay, and indications, competitive, competitors and marketing strategies. These are like they find out, they do the complete market research to characterize the market and the locations, geographical locations. Suppose, some pandemic has come. Like suppose, oseltamivir. You know oseltamivir tablet. I'll give you an example here of this characterizing the market. Oseltamivir. How many of you know the oseltamivir? What is that? Oseltamivir. What is oseltamivir? Yes, guys. Antiviral drug. Okay, it is usually given in the flu. Okay, it is usually given in the flu, or oseltamivir. So characterizing the market, when we are talking about, we are not just talking about the competitors and everything. We are talking about the locations also where it will be deployed, in the I mean, how much number or how much drugs will be deployed where. Okay, exactly how much drug will be deployed where is the most need of the drug, right? So they will characterize the market. They will, I mean, assess the market for the competitors, for the distributions, or for the geographical locations, everything. They will characterize the market first with the indications, right? For which indication it is given, and for which other indications it can be given, right? So they will characterize the market, then engage KOLs. KOLs are like, if we are talking about metformin, then KOLs will be endocrinologist and general physicians. But do you really think that only these two are the key the leaders, the key opinion leaders? Do you think only these two? No, even the cardiologists, because cardiologist have the diabetes as an underlying cause for almost all the cardiac problems, right? So even do you know, even cardiologists write all the diabetes medications, right? Even cardiologists write the diabetes medications. So they, you know, in the market development, they contact and engage all the key opinion leaders here, manufacturers or the market, okay, and then they develop the market by contacting them, by educating them and all, and then they deploy the clinical educators and MSLs. Once it is in the regulatory review and it gets the approval, they just deploy all the clinical educators. What the clinical educators do, clinical educators go to the public, go to the colleges, schools, and companies and hospitals, and they conduct the programs for awareness. They conduct the programs for the awareness. And MSL's medical science license, they are the people who conduct such programs and who are the bridges between the last chain of marketing, which is, what is the last chain of marketing in pharmaceutical products? MRs, medical representatives, right? So MSLs plan the entire clinical education part, and they are the people who develop the strategies for the medical education, and they develop the strategies for the conferences, workshops, and the seminars of the doctors. They connect with the doctors to tell about the product. You know, medical representatives are the marketing people. They just come and tell a bit about the drug, and they will request the doctors to write. They are sellers. They are sellers. MRs are sellers, but MSLs are the educators or the bridge between the KOL and the marketing team. So they decide all the strategies, how to go and engage more and more people. They decide how to engage more and more people. Can pharmacists be called as KOLs? Yes, absolutely. Pharmacists are major KOLs right now in India, Europe, everywhere, because the MRs are not only engaged with the people, the like doctors and all, they are engaged with the pharmacy shops, they are engaged with the pharmacists, they are engaged with the clinical pharmacist also, like which drug is best and which drug has that. They engage them in the education part also, right? They engage them also in the education part. So clinical educators and MSLs are the the chain between marketing and the education of any product, right? So market development is very, very important. Once the drug is launched, once the drug is in the market, how to sell it, how to make people to write that drug, how to make people to use that drug more and more, that comes under the market development. And then the sales force management, like they have to make the initial plan, finalize the plan once this is under regulatory preparations, and immediately deploy after approval means they have to recruit, train, and deploy the sales forces means the last sales force, as I told you, are MRs, then the journal managers and district managers, and the senior managers and marketing managers, marketing heads. I mean, there are the hierarchy, right? There is the hierarchy, and they have the different marketing plans. They have different sales plans, right? So there are sales officers, the MRs, and then journal officers, and then the not only the journal managers, but after that there is the entire team, and that is for the each product, not only one product. They have the sections, products. For each product they need to create the entire sales force, and they have to manage the entire sales force for one product. For the one product they have to create the entire chain, right? So this is how any manufacturer, or this is how any marketer plan for the this is how any marketer or any manufacturer plan for the marketing, or plan for the product launch. Okay, plan for the marketing launch, right? So that is about the pharmaceutical product launch. That is about the pharmaceutical product launch, right? So any questions, guys, here? Yes. Okay, can pharmacist be called as KOLs? Yes. MSLs are medical. Okay, done. Any other questions, guys? Please ask. Oh, someone has asked, oh, what is OPDP? OPDP is nothing but OPDP is a part of FDA. It doesn't come in, India. It is in the Europe and Europe and USA. OPDP is nothing but Office of Prescription Drug. Okay, Office of Prescription Drug Promotions, right? This is the Office of Promotional Drug Promotions. Okay, I mean, sorry, Prescription Drug Promotions. So, any questions, guys? Tell me, is it clear? The pharmaceutical product launch plan, is it clear for you? Is it clear? If yes, write the clear. And if you have any questions, please write the questions also. So if I ask you as an assignment to prepare a pharmaceutical product launch plan based on this Gantt chart, would you be able to prepare? If I give you a drug, indications, and then based on that only you have to create the entire plan, would you be able to create that? Are you this much clear now at this point of time? Yes or no? Will you be able to create that? Okay. Anyways, I will ask you definitely. I will ask you definitely. So this is a pharmaceutical product launch plan. Now let's go to the next question. During which phase of launch timeline is the sales and marketing team trained and equipped with promotional materials? Clinical trial phase, post-launch phase, pre-launch phase, or regulatory review phase? During which phase of the launch timeline is the sales and marketing team trained and equipped with promotional materials? Yes, guys. C, pre-launch phase. C, pre-launch phase. Only two answers I'm getting here. Pre-launch or post-launch or regulatory review. Yes, guys. Pre-launch or post-launch. You guys are confusing me. Many are writing B. I mean, half of you are writing B, half of you are writing C. C or B? Okay, let me see. So the answer is, I believe, pre-launch. Yes, pre-launch phase. If you can see here, this is a pre-launch phase, just pre-launch phase. Okay, just pre-launch phase, they have to train the sales and marketing team. Okay, pre-launch phase means after, just before the approval. Like, see, companies, guys, here there is another tactics. Okay, why it is called as pre-launch phase? There is a tactic, right? Like in India, it is 6 months to 12 months, right? It is 6 months to 12 months. This is a regulatory review period. This is a regulatory review period, right? Regulatory review period. What does it mean by regulatory review period? So, like, once if we have submitted the NDA at 0 month, right? So this is the review period, and from 8 months or 9 months to 12 months, this will be a pre-launch period, because they know that before 12 months only they will get it. Usually they start at the 6 month only, 6 to 12 month, anytime they can get the approval. So this is pre-launched period. Okay, between approval and launch, this is pre-launch period, and in that they plan the entire sales and marketing part. Okay, they don't start immediately after submission, but immediately after submission only they start that usually. Is this product launch just for USA, as it mentions ad as NDA? No, see, NDA is even in India. NDA is even in India, Srishti. NDA is even in India. The difference is between CTA and IND, investigational new drug, and clinical trial application. In India, that is clinical trial application. In US, that is IND. Okay, and I mean investigational new drug. NDA is similar everywhere. NDA is similar everywhere almost. Okay, so pre-launch phase. Now, next question for all of you is, what is the typical sequence of activities in a pharmaceutical product launch timeline? Guys, very important question, very important and fun question. What is the typical sequence of activities in a pharmaceutical product launch timeline? So regulatory approval, then market entry, then clinical trials, then pricing category. I believe no, because there is no clinical trial comes at the end. Yes, I will see your answers. B. Okay, I'll see your answers. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so B is the correct answer. Exactly. First clinical trials, then regulatory approvals, then price strategy, like finaling the pricing strategy, and then market entry. Okay, let's see what's the correct answer. Correct answer is clinical trials, regulatory approval, and pricing strategy, and then market entry. Absolutely. Now you guys have been pro, okay, of marketing also, right? So now let's talk about the pharmaceutical launch timelines. Pharmaceutical launch timeline. So here we are not talking about like this all part, because new product planning and like from the IND application to first dose patient and interim analysis, that is like the all phases of clinical trials, all phases of clinical trial goes up to this like 1 to 2 years, then 1 to 2 years, then here up to 3 years or 5 years. So this is all the early drug development to the clinical development. This is all early drug development to the clinical development, right? And in this, as we have studied, like in the last slide, new product planning is there, regulatory planning is started, manufacturing planning is also started from the phase 3, and Medicare affairs of the Medicare affairs planning, marketing, pricing, and all things have started from the phase 3 clinical trials, right? But after phase 3 clinicals, what are exact timelines? Timelines like filling the preparation and regulatory reviews. It takes nothing but almost almost 1 to 1.5 year, right? 12 months to 18 months. Usual task is 12 months to 18 months from filling the preparations. I mean, preparing for the approval and filing the approval and getting the approval, right? So this all the time takes from 1 year to 18 months, 12 months to 18 months. And then post launch is differently. Post launch, there is no time. Post launch, there are everything. Okay, so the usual timelines, what usually we take and we follow is, first is clinical early development. I mean, 1 to 2 years planning for the registration, 6 to 9 months study design, I mean the protocol writing, and this is IND. Okay, this is IND or CTA. Okay, IND or CTA, 6 to 9 months. And then phase 3 clinical trials, phase 1 to phase 3 clinical trials, it takes around 3 to 5 years, right? 3 to 5 years, and including interim time and all. Then filing preparations, 3 to 6 months, regulatory review, around 1 year, uh, 6 months to 1 year, and then post launch. Okay, then post launch. So these are the usual timelines for you. Okay, now next question to all of you is, that is wonderful. That is another wonderful slide is going to come, another wonderful learning. What is the primary goal of a launch excellence framework in pharmaceutical product launches? Can someone tell me what is launch excellence framework? Guys from pharmaceutical management, guys from pharmaceutical marketing, can you please tell me what is launch, or regulatory affairs? Can you tell me what is launch excellence framework? Yes, what is launch excellence framework? Tell me, guys. So, what is the primary goal of a launch excellence framework in pharmaceutical product launches? To ensure the maximum post-marketing surveillance reporting, or to deliver a well-coordinated, successful product launch by aligning cross-functional teams and strategies, or to expedite clinical trial timelines, or to minimize the cost of marketing campaigns? Yes, guys. B. Okay. Perfectly fine. Answer is B, right? Answer is B. So why answer is B? So launch excellence framework is kind of guideline or kind of framework by, many companies have their own, or many companies hire the consultants. Many companies hire the consultants to prepare the launch excellence framework. Launch excellence framework means every company has the launch planning. Every company has the launch planning, but how successful the launch will be, they have to get it through the launch framework, launch excellence framework. So there are the very less, see, every company has the marketing plan, every company has the launch plan, right? They have the launch plans, but to reduce the chances of failure, to reduce the chances of failure, they create a committee, or they hire the consultants from outside to prepare the launch excellence framework, and based on that only they prepare the all launch strategies just to reduce down the failure of the product in market. Failure of the product in market means the reachability to the patient. If they're not getting the enough audience, enough patients, or if they're failing against the competitors in the market, so they have to create a fully functioned framework. Okay, and that framework is nothing but well coordinated between different teams, like from the manufacturer to MSLs or sales team, promotional team, or all the stakeholders. They should have a proper cross functional teams and strategies, so there is no lack and there is no failure in the product launch. Okay, that's why we need the excellence framework, and with that we can definitely reduce the failures. I'll tell you that this is very important to know. Till now we have understood about the launch plans and all, what should be done at what timeline, but now what is like how we can remove the failure, or how we can reduce the failure in that, right? So which component is most critical in launch excellence framework for a pharmaceutical product? Which component is most critical? Guys, you have to tell me this. Market analysis and understanding the stakeholder needs, reducing the size of the sales force, focusing solely on digital advertising, delaying regulatory filing to ensure product exclusivity. Yes, guys. What do you understand? A, is it sure A or D? Guys, A or D? I'm giving the chances now. I'm giving you all the chances. Again, you can just tell me A or D. A. Okay. You're so clear, right? You're so clear that launch excellence framework is about market analysis, is all about market analysis and understanding the stakeholders' need. Okay. The launch excellence framework also work on reducing the size of sales forces if it's not needed, focusing on, digital advertising, but not solely. Okay. There is no solely word. They also focus on all type of marketings, not only the digital advertising or all. They prepare all the strategies to reach maximum of the audience or maximum of the users, right? And they don't work on the delay the regulatory filings. They keep everything in time so they can launch the product on time into the market, right? So the correct answer is A. Correct answer is A, market analysis and understanding the stakeholders. So look at this slide, guys. Very amazing slide. I got this from the BCG. Okay. BCG. Can someone tell me what is BCG? This is prepared or offered by BCG. I'm very sure if you're not looking into the Google, you want to know. What is BCG? Can someone tell me what is BCG? If you tell me, you'll get a chocolate from my side, guys. BCG. Without looking into the Google. BCG. This is the launch excellence framework given by BCG. I'm giving the credit to BCG. So what is BCG? Okay, let me tell you, you guys are not knowing that. That is nothing but a consulting company, very famous consulting company called Boston Consulting Group. Boston Consulting Group. Okay, this is a company for all the pharmaceutical product launches. Usually, they use the BCG only in big product launches. They help they take the consultation from the BCG. BCG is a consulting company. Okay, and the full name is Boston Consulting Group. Boston Consulting Group, and they consult the pharmaceutical launch. They consult the marketers. They consult the manufacturers to that, and they prepared this launch excellence framework for all the companies. If they follow, they can really reduce the things, but still every launch excellence framework is different for every product. Okay, so you have to, this is a common one. This is a common one. And from where it starts from company strategies and ambitions. So first thing is what here? First thing is profile and differentiation. Profile and differentiation. Differentiation talks about market opportunities. As I told you, first thing is market research about the disease insights, market characteristics, target groups. They talk about in the profile and differentiation. They talk about these part in market opportunity, disease insights, market characteristics, target groups. Then competitor anticipation. Guys, look at this. This is a, if you are into the marketing or anything, I mean, if you want to understand this, just focus here. Then in the profile and differentiation, as I told you, what exactly they need here is how they can plan it in each step. Market opportunity, they talk about the indication, disease, and target groups. In competitor and anticipation, they talk about competitor benchmarking, competitor modeling, and counterception plans. And then customer insights, competitor anticipation, and then customer insights, patient's treatment flow, customer need, customer's behavior, customer's attitude, physician and patient segmentation. They discuss all in the market research, in the profile and differentiation. Then product positioning and branding, positioning and messaging, brand identity, name and all, they decide. Phase 4, design and life cycle management, like how they have to manage the life cycle of the product, like expiry and all, how they will take the expiry, how they will dispose the expiry. I mean, everything they talk about in this profile and differentiation. And in that only, access and momentum, market access strategy, market access strategy, how they can access into the market. Now they know the profile and differentiation. Now how to access, okay, how to access. So market access strategies they plan. Okay, how market access scenarios they talk about payer and HTA agency engagements. HTA I will discuss in the next slide. You can tell me what is HTA actually. Okay, HTA agency engagements, then market access strategy frame, that also I'm going to discuss in the next slides. And then regulatory management, submission plannings, then price and reimbursement, like value propositions. I talked about how I have given you the example, pricing framework and policies for all the stakeholders from up to down, and then launch sequencing, how to launch, then stakeholder engagement, like stakeholders mapping where and how they can map that, and engagement strategies, advocacy, like education. Okay, these all things will be done in the company strategy and ambition at the first step, and it takes less than 36 months prior to launch. Prior to launch, it takes 36 months. Matlab, you have to include the phase 3 part also, right? Phase 3 clinical trials. And parallelly, this company strategies and ambitions will be defined in form of profile and differentiation and access and momentum. And then it goes to the launch. After adaptation of these, it goes to the launch, right? It goes to the launch. In the launch, resource planning and mixing, like marketing, channel, field force resource plan, functional resource plans, resource ramp up plan, partnering with stakeholders, other stakeholders, and mobilization and activation, like field force activity plan, stakeholder prioritization and targeting, like where to go first and whom to choose first, right? So based on the things, based on the costings, based on the payments, based on the payment timelines, based on the fast payments, they discuss everything in that. Okay, medical and scientific information plan, supply management, like supply strategies, how it will go, how it will be supplied, sales and demand forecast for the future, then production planning, distribution and packaging. Everything comes under the mobilization and rollout of the medicine or rollout of the drug into the market. Then post market things, and here key enablers are like how to do the things, launch planning, budgeting and tracking, right? Those everything will be done here, right? So this is like, if you are following the launch excellent framework, means you have to take care of all these part. You have to take care of all these parts when you are launching the drug or launching the pharmaceutical product into the market, right? You have understood about the activities, then how to make those activities according to the launch excellence framework within timelines, and with the what will in-depth analysis or in-depth planning. This is the in-depth analysis and in-depth planning of launch, okay, and management. Right now, next question to all of you is health technology assessment, HTA. Primary evaluates a drug's what? HTA, health technology assessment. What is health technology assessment, guys? Health technology assessment primary evaluates a drug's what? Cost effectiveness and clinical value, manufacturing process, marketing budget, planning decision. Yes. A. Okay. See, today I remember my class 12. Okay, class 12 exams and class 11, 12, PUC. Okay, I remember my PUC days. After looking at your answers, this is a fantastic story. Let me tell you. When I was in class 11 and 12, I had a English teacher. Okay, I had an English teacher, and he used to tell us, like, if you are going for a competitive exam, okay, he used to tell us this, and it was very accurate how he tells us. How he guided us in that matter. He used to tell us, if you are going for any competitive exams where there are all MCQs, okay, and suppose out of 100, you don't know the answers of 10. Okay. So, or any question, if you don't know the answer of any question, what you have to do is just choose the longest answer. Just choose the longest answer, because usually the longest answers are correct and with description. Why they have written the longest answer means they try to convey the message, they try to convey convey the description. Okay, that's why almost 70 to 80% cases will be correct only. So choose the lengthy one, choose the lengthy answer, right? So you guys are doing the same thing today. In this question also, I have asked the question and immediately everyone write A. Okay. In the last question also here, A. In the last to last question also, you chose this A, I mean B here. Everyone chose B. So I just reminded that you guys are doing like exactly what our teacher used to tell us. Right? You just choose the lengthiest answer, whatever is okay, and that will be correct only. So yes, guys, your instincts are completely fine. Your instincts are correct. So the answer here is cost effectiveness and clinical value. Okay. Health technology assessment is what exactly? So, health technology assessment is the use of technology to assess the market. Till now, we were talking about the overview of the launch plan and marketing plan, launch plan, and then we talked about the launch framework, how we can make it perfect, and then now let's discuss a bit more in depth, right? So we use health technology to assess the cost effectiveness and clinical value of any pharmaceutical product. How to do that? How to do that? See, I'll show you something from Thailand. Okay, this is from the Thailand Medical Agency or the Thailand regulatory body. Okay, this is given by the Thailand regulatory bodies for the drug launches. Okay, so how they usually assess the market, how they usually assess the market. So there are multiple things when they go for HTA. HTA, I just told you what is HTA. Health technology assessment. Health technology assessment, when they go for it, they follow multiple facts, they follow multiple procedures, they follow multiple steps. So they start with literature search about the drug, about the supportive evidences, and about the category, about the mechanism, about the mechanism of action, ADME. They read about the drug whichever is going to be launched. They talk about the competitors in the market. They talk about the competitors drugs profile in the literature. So literature search is one of the strategies in health technology assessment, right? And there are the drawbacks here. If you see the boxes here, boxes are talking about drawbacks. Okay, what are the drawbacks of each step? I mean, each strategy. Literature search is amazing, but the drawbacks are there are some new clinical trials which are not updated in the clinical, I mean, in the literature. There are new competitors which are not updated in the literature. There are long-term follow-up might not be updated. Then study selection and data extraction from the literature search, and based on that they do the meta-analysis, and the meta-analysis is used for the cost effectiveness modeling. Okay, the results of meta-analysis are used for the cost effectiveness modeling. So, and based on that, they prepare the HTA report for cost effectiveness and market research for any drug before launch. This is the strategy, strategy used by the Thailand regulatory bodies, right, for the market research. I mean, this is given by them like all the companies, all the marketers, all the manufacturers, they should follow these guidelines, right? They should follow this strategy one by one. So from the literature search, and there are drawbacks when you are selecting the study. Again, there will be some new clinical trials which are, up to date, which are not up to date. There are longer follow-up, not up to date, new competitors. Everywhere it is new competitors, new data, new competitors, new data, new methods. So these are the things which are not updated. Okay, so that's why the HTA report can miss this. If you are going through this HTA report assessment, it will be missing the new cost utilities, new long-term data, new comparators, new clinical trials, and then based on that, the risk sharing will not be discussed properly. Okay, about the drug. So this is about the HTA. And here, one more thing about the HTA you should know, that in HTA, what type of data we collect? We collect clinical effectiveness data, we collect the cost of health services, we work on the epidemiological and demographic studies, and we do that short-term studies like cross-sectional studies and all we do related to the competitive drugs, related to the competitive data, related to the older version of the data which is available. We do epidemiological and demographical studies. Then we check or we evaluate the service utilization. We evaluate most of the important, most important thing in the HTA health technology assessment. Most important thing is quality of life assessment. Quality of life assessment. So we check here, in that we check the effectiveness and potency of the drug on patients' quality of life. Patient's quality of life. Okay, if any supportive data related to that particular category, related to that particular thing is available, so we check this kind of data for health technology assessment, and this help us, or this help the manufacturer or evaluator in cost cutting, cost evaluations. Okay, cost evaluations, cost effectiveness. Okay, that's why health technology assessment is very, very important and integral part of the marketing or the launch of the pharmaceutical product. Okay, then next question for all of you is, which of the following is not a key holder? Okay, I'll just take 5 minutes, man, guys. Okay, which of the following is not a key stakeholder in pharmaceutical commercialization? Can anyone tell me which of the following is not a key stakeholder in pharmaceutical commercialization? Regulators, competitors, healthcare providers, or payers? Regulators, okay. Payers. See, now you will get the absurd answers. You don't know the answer because there is no lengthy answer. Okay, lengthy answer is just see here. I know that. So you are giving the confusing answer. Someone is telling D, A, D, A, D. No, neither A nor D. Okay, neither A nor D. You are giving all wrong answers. The thing is competitors. Competitors are not stakeholder here. Stakeholders in the pharmaceutical commercialization is regulatory bodies. Regulators will approve the drug. Okay, for the pharmaceutical commercialization, they will look at the commercialization plan. They will look at the manufacturing plan. They will look at the pricing, and then only they will, they will give the approval for marketing. Okay, after looking at every document, market research, they will give the approval for marketing commercialization or pharmaceutical commercialization. Regulators are the first stakeholders in the pharmaceutical commercialization. Healthcare providers, they are prescribing the drug. Payers, they are paying for the, they are the users, or the payers like Government of India. Payers are users. Understand? Payers are usually users. So all are major stakeholders. Competitors are not stakeholders in commercialization. Competitors are just in the planning phase. Competitors are, to be tackled, not as a stakeholder. Okay, so the correct answer is competitors. I mean, competitors are not the key holders or stakeholders in pharmaceutical commercialization. Okay, so here competitors, and you can see here needs of pharma stakeholders. See, first the patient, as I told you, the users, personalized healthcare and easy access. Then the payers like the government, or I mean in US and Australia and Canada, governments are the payers. The insurance companies are the payers for the healthcare. Okay, and then the regulators, then the pharmacies, and then the physicians, which are major stakeholders, and provider. Okay, the pharmacist and all these are the or other healthcare providers. But here you can see there is no competitor. There is no competitor in the stakeholders. Okay, Now, next question to all of you is, what is a key performance indicator during the launch? Yes. Now let's talk about the KPI, key performance. Now let's check the key performance. Now check the key performance. Guys, yes, tell me what is the key performance? Yes. Okay. What is the key performance indicator during the drug launch? Yes, guys, tell me. ACB, ACB, ACB. Again, you are writing the different answers. Okay. PBM, I'm not sure. PBM, I didn't read. PBM is nothing but actually this is pharmacy board management something. This is related to the pharmacies. Okay, this is related to the pharmacies. PBM is related to the pharmacies. Okay, your answers again are completely, disoriented to me. What is the key performance indicator during the drug launch? Manufacturing cost, number of post-marketing complaints, market penetration rate, or drug chemical stability. See, performance indicator is what? Performance means how the drug is doing in the market. Doing in market. Here we are talking about sales, marketing, pricing. Okay. Here we are talking about this sales, marketing, and pricing. So definitely drug chemical stability is not the key indicator. Number of post marketing complaints also is not. Okay, because that will come post marketing. We are talking about during the drug launch, right? So that will come after the launch, right? So these two are not the answers. Now answer could be either A or C. Manufacturing cost is decided before the launch. It could be, or market penetration rate. I believe market penetration rate is the correct answer for the performance indication, like how much the drug has penetrated to the market, how much audience it has been, reached to, right? Or how many stakeholders, how many KOLs it has been reached to, how many market percentage, or how much portion of the market is using this drug, right? So usually I think, according to me, the correct answer is market penetration plan. Understood? Why market penetration plan? Market penetration rate. Yes, the correct answer is market penetration rate. Because when we are talking about the performance indicator, performance indication can be directly, assessed, or it is kind of proportional to market penetration rate. Performance of the market in aspect of sales and marketing, it is directly the market penetration rate. Okay. So next question to all of you is, what is the primary goal of a market assess strategy for a pharmaceutical product? What is the primary goal when we are assessing the market now? Because we got the indicators now, market assess strategy we have to prepare, right? So what is that market strategy preparation? I mean, market assess strategy for a pharmaceutical product. What is the primary goal of that? Okay, longest answer. I'll not take time. To maximize the revenue by securing the reimbursement and patient access. Okay, the correct answer is B. To maximize the revenue by securing the reimbursements and patient access. Reimbursement from the patient or payers. Okay. To ensure regulatory approval of the product, not at all in the marketing part. This is not the marketing part. To reduce the production cost of the drug, not the marketing part. To increase direct to consumer advertising could be a marketing part, marketing assess strategy. But here market assess strategy, comes with a maximizing the revenue by securing the reimbursement and patient access. How we can penetrate, again, how we can penetrate to the most of the target patients. Okay. Here, maximize the revenue. See, here are the marketing strategy, market assess strategy. Assess means how do we study the market? Okay, how do we study the market? So first is STA strategies we have discussed, right? Health technology assessment. Then there are strategies, target population strategies, epidemiological strategies, and then pricing strategies, like what should be the price prediction, sales forecast, competitors, pipeline analysis, label scenarios. So these are the strategies, different strategies. But that's how we actually assess the market. This is how we, study the market before any launch. So there are three strategies. One is STA strategy that I just told you. Then there are epidemiological studies, Then there are pricing studies for for all the drugs and competitors. What the competition, what the competitor is doing, how the competitors are selling the same drug into the market. So it comes after the market assess strategies, right? Market assessment, or this is what we call now, you have done the market study, complete market study. So this is a market study. Okay, how to study the market before any launch, right? Now, uh, what is the primary objective of pharmaceutical marketing? Now let's talk about the marketing completely. What is the primary objective of pharmaceutical marketing? Guys, I'm going fast now because we don't have time much. We just take 2 to 3 minutes maximum. What is the primary objective of pharmaceutical marketing? To increase the number of clinical trial conducted? Not at all. It is not a part of marketing. To reduce the manufacturing cost? Not the part of marketing. To improve the chemical formulation of the drug? Not a part of marketing, right? So marketing is to create the awareness and drive the adoption of a pharmaceutical product among healthcare providers and patient. Marketing is to create the awareness and drive the adoption of a pharmaceutical product like drug among the healthcare providers and patients, right? So the correct answer is this. Now, next question is, which marketing strategy is most commonly used in pharmaceutical marketing? Which marketing strategy is commonly used in pharmaceutical marketing? Influencer partnership on social media? A wonderful question, I think, for all of you, mostly our young generations. Which marketing strategy is most commonly used in pharmaceutical marketing? Guys, influencer partnership on social media, direct to consumer sales in pharmacies, detailing through medical representatives to healthcare professionals, or offering free samples to non-healthcare professionals. Which one is the best marketing strategy for a drug? Yes, guys, tell me. See, are you telling because it is a lengthy answer? It could be wrong also. Both B and C, direct to consumer sales in pharmacy. I want one answer, not two. Okay, I'll give you the 50-50 timeline, guys. What do we say? 50-50 lifeline, right? I'll give you the 50-50 lifeline. Let me tell you. So the 50-50 lifeline is C and B. Yes, B and C. So now what is the answer? C. Again, you all are telling the answer is C. Definitely, the answer is C, because the most common strategy you must have seen that drugs are sold by convincing the doctors, by convincing the healthcare professionals, after talking about the drug, after talking about the prices, after talking about everything else that I cannot discuss here. But the detailing through the medical representatives to healthcare professional is the traditional and current most commonly used strategy for the pharmaceutical marketing, right, guys? This is that. Now, let's come to understand the pharmaceutical marketing part here. So there are multiple strategies. How it starts? There are the steps in pharmaceutical marketing. First is identify the target audience, stakeholders like KOLs and patients. Understand the audience needs, indications, and how much and where to give. If it is a financially, economical or not. Choose marketing channels. How do you are going to market? B2B, or B2C, or D2C, direct to consumer. I mean, direct to consumer, or through the pharmacist, or from some through the stakeholders, through the doctors, how through the pharmacies, through the hospitals. You have to choose the marketing channels. Then you have to create the content. Like for the marketing, you have to target messaging the KOLs, like how you are sending the message to the KOL to talk about your drug, about your product. Then engagement, like direct meetings, and the conferences, seminars and all. Then complying the regulations, track and analyze the performance, and then adaptation to the industry monitoring and ethical considerations. So you have to follow all these parts in pharmaceutical marketing strategies. We can talk in details later, maybe tomorrow. Now, the last thing here is, what does SOC stands in the context? I told you, SOC I always talk about 5 times. SOC stands for in the context of pharmaceutical drug performance evaluation. What is SOC? What is SOC, guys? Safety of compound, systematic outcome criteria, sales scale of compliance. What is that? A. I'm not sure how you are accurate today. All the answers are accurate I'm getting from you guys. Can you tell me the Raj behind it? Okay. Standard of care. Standard of care is the correct answer. Yes, standard of care is the correct answer. SOC is nothing but standard of care. Okay. Now, next question here is, why is it important to compare a new drug's performance against standard of care? How? Why? To ensure it's no side effect? No. Or to assess the cost of manufacturing for the new drug? No. To replace the SOCs with new drug automatically? No. To determine if the new drug offers improved efficacy, safety, and cost effectiveness over existing treatments. Okay, that's why we need to check the performance against standard of care, right? That is the correct answer. And here are the things how we do the drug performance against the SOC standard of care. So we check on the safety, like with black box warnings, number and frequency of the adverse events, convenience, convenience like route of administration. So these are the all parts of labeling also, and these details must be given for regulatory bodies. These all details must be given to the patient on the labeling and all. Okay, and to the regulators. This is very important. Now let me tell you one important fact, guys. Before we close the session, let me tell you an important fact. This is not a simple picture. Okay, this is not a simple picture. See, let me tell you, there is a company. There is a very big company. There is a very big company. There is a very big company which is, which has launched 97 products between 2010 to 2017. In 7 years, they launched 97 products. Okay. And then they compared all their strategies. They compared all their sales target. They compared all their, the market research ideas. They compared all the things, whatever they could be, to check the drug performances against standard of care. And then they came up with these 7 drug performance indicators. These are called as 7 drug performance indicators. These are the indicators. Okay. And these must be completely described. Okay. These all must be completely described if you want to check the performance of a drug against the standard of care. And if you want the drug to perform well in the market, these things should be correctly mentioned: safety, convenience, efficacy, unmet needs, like what is the severity of the drug, burden, and ability to current standard of care. So this everything you will not see at the label, but you will see in the drug monograph. Okay, drug monographs are prepared keeping all these things in mind: novelty, personal promotions to healthcare professionals, non-personal and consumer proportion, promotions. These 7 indicators must be there if you want a drug to perform best in the industry, okay, or in the market, right? So this is all from my side, guys. If you have any questions, please ask. If you have any questions, please ask, guys. Okay, now by the time I'll share the attendance form. Wait. Yes, guys, questions? Was it boring or something very new for all of you guys? Tell me. Wasn't it boring? Yes. Was it boring, guys, for all of you? I believe it was not boring, maybe. Why I'm telling this is because you all are here, maybe for attendance. I cannot say that. But my audience level is 150 right now. Was class boring? Okay. Oh, you are not here for attendance. Everyone's writing notes. Wow. Okay, great, great, guys. Okay, so I have sent the form here. You please fill the attendance form. Or I have sent to someone. Why you're sending the private messages, guys? Come on. I have sent to someone privately. Okay, now here. Fill the form, guys. Fill the attendance form, and then you can leave and have a good night. Have a good dinner, guys. Okay. Any questions? I don't think you have the what we say, you have the strength right now to ask the questions. Overall, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Take care. Yes, guys. Good night.